What's up, everybody? Nobody's watching yet, but let's take a look at what we got here. So yesterday I posted some crash stuff because I crashed in the lake. This is what happened. ESC cooked, and the flight controller actually works when you plug it into Emu Flight or Beta Flight, but when it was stacked and this fire happened, I believe I burnt out some regulators right there. So when you actually plug a LiPo into this, nothing actually happens. So I'm just gonna toss the ESC and the flight controller and get a new one. But I wanted to test all of my other components because I don't know what I'm going to have to replace so far. So what I did first was, like I said, this works on the computer, but the regulator is bad. So when I power this up through a LiPo, the computer chip does not get power, so nothing happens here. And the regulators are bad, so nothing happens on my receiver, nothing happens on my VTX. So what I've done is I have a drawer full of crap like old power distribution boards like this. So what I've done is I've taken an old power distribution board, looks a lot like a flight controller. It's got regulators on it. I've got 5 volts out, I've got 12 volts out, I've got battery, full battery out. So what I've done to test my brand new Crossfire Nano was I've gone ahead and wired up the PDB and 5 volts to the Crossfire. And this thing was just in the water yesterday. Everything was submerged for several hours. So just to show you guys that it works, we're on. I'm wired to 5 volts on the power distribution board, and we're bound instantly. We're good. We've got link quality, everything is good. So after sitting in the water for several hours, my receiver is okay, which is awesome. So far, I'm only gonna have to replace the stack, which is pretty cheap, and one motor. I think this motor made first contact. It looks like, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but one of the windings had like a melted ball of copper there, and this guy's pretty toast. The bearings are a little stiff. I soaked them a little bit. I took all of the bells off, and I hit them with some WD-40 and some oil, and we spin free again. So I'm only going to have to replace, I believe, just this one motor, this one right here. So that's also cheap. So basically what you would do right after retrieving a quad from the water, you would want to, I'm going to take this off real quick. You want to get it out, get it unplugged, blow it all off the best you can. I have an air compressor, I blasted mine, and then I let it sit. I also have a heat lamp that I put it under because normally you would take all of your heat shrink off. This has heat shrink, this has heat shrink. I didn't feel like doing that, so I left the heat shrink on, but I hit it with heat and let it sit for a few hours under heat lamp, and it's been over 24 hours since it's been out of the water, and I see no residual moisture in there, so I'm pretty confident everything is good. But next, I'm gonna test out my camera and VTX. So I'm gonna be doing that through the power distribution board, and hopefully those work. So far I know that I'm just out one motor and a stack. So I'm gonna take power. This is the 5 volt Unify, so I need to go to the same pads that I just had my I need to go to the same pads that I just had my receiver on. Get a little bit of tin on there. All right. There's that. And where's my ground? Just take ground there. So that's my VTX power. Smart audio is not going to get hooked up. I've wired the video directly from camera to VTX. And I'll go ahead and give the camera direct power from the LiPo. All right. Verify. Is that the 5 volt? Nope. Okay, good thing I checked that. This is not 5 volts. This is the wrong set of pads. This is a very old power distribution board, so it's got a lot of crud on it. So let's go over here. This will help a little bit. Sticky. So I don't have to chase it around. All right. So let's get this video off of the board just in case it shorts on something. Smart audio is not hooked up. Cameras go out direct power. Okay. Let's see what we got. Hopefully no smoke. VTX is blinking. I'm not sure what that series of blinks means. Hopefully it's good. Grab these old troubleshooting box goggles and let's scan. Ooh, did I see something? Still scanning. Still scanning. Whoa, we got something. We got something. Sorry, I'm connected to a cord here. Camera's good. All right, I just need a new stack then. This is all very good news. So basically, I wanted to test all of this stuff before placing an order. I'm very cheap and I don't want to order everything new. If it's gonna work, we're gonna... Hello. Okay, I guess I got cut off there for a minute, but the worst thing that could have happened was for me to order a new stack and then, you know, have more stuff wrong. So my VTX is good, my camera is good, power distribution board can come off of this little test rig and go back in the drawer. Motors, those are all good except for one. So say I buy a $50 stack and a $10 motor, I'm only out 60 bucks, so I don't think that's too bad. Anyway, I just wanted to test those things and show you guys how I do stuff. If you don't have a power distribution board laying around, I highly suggest you get one for troubleshooting purposes. They're very cheap. They have regulators and positives and negatives, and it's a way to test things without having, you know, if this is broken. So that's all I got for you guys. I see a few of you guys watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I will be saving this and uploading it to YouTube for anybody's future reference if they want to watch it. See you guys.